Hi, what's the best chapter in Fortnite? That's the question I'm going to be answering in this video. I'm going to be going over every single chapter that we've seen in Fortnite so far, all the way from chapter 1 to chapter 5, which is the current chapter we're in. I'm going to be ranking them from greatest to least, in my opinion. So if you have any comments, just comment down below. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and yeah, let's get into it. If we're gonna make a video about this, we're gonna start at the very beginning. Chapter 1 came out, and everyone was talking about the brand new game called Fortnite Battle Royale.
Like, what's the game called? It's called Fortnite. It's free.
Everyone was so hyped. No one really knew what they were doing. There's a new build mechanic, and everything was basically new. Chapter 1, Season 1 was just a very basic season. It had really cool items like building, traps, and the guided missile launcher. Epic, if you're hearing this, please bring this back. Also in Season 1, they added slurps. They added the item shop so little Timmies can waste their money on Fortnite skins. Fortnite actually peaked at 10 million players at the time, which was basically like a world record. Fortnite was getting popular. They actually got on the news.
Let's now talk Fortnite, shall we? It's the newest video game craze spreading across fast among kids, college kids, even celebrities.
But hooked might be an understatement. This is one of those viral games that is literally sucking productivity out of schools, out of workplaces, and you can forget trying to have a conversation at home.
The viral video game is free. It can be played among friends on phones, PlayStations, Xboxes, computers.
Fortnite was officially on top of the world. Literally everyone was playing the game, and it didn't stop there. The next 2 seasons were insane. The battle pass became a thing. People can now get a full locker of just skins and items for a cheaper cost. More weapons and items turned to the game. Season 5 is where Fortnite really peaked in viewership. Everyone was playing the game. Season 6 and 7 were crazy. There was a volcano event. Then Fortnite Season 9 happened, and there was about to be an event that would change Fortnite forever. The Fortnite World Cup.
Stuck in the box, big hits, back-to-back shots. Booga picking up another elimination. Booga is insane now. Almost going to be his game to win. We'll see here another one.
It's going to be rotary. Benji is going insane.
Oh my God.
Benji's going to get one more.
Drops to low, blocks it off. Another one. My God, Benji, the back-to-back. 180 degrees, no, 360 of total carnage. Benji Fishy, 9 eliminations. The God Run, the curse broken. Another 200 pump, low ground, domination.
Grenades now as well. They want to go for the second elimination.
The Fortnite World Cup with $40 million for the prize pool brought everyone's attention. They hosted it on a big giant stadium where a bunch of people watched it, and there were so many viewers that Fortnite completely blew up again. It seemed like nothing could stop Fortnite right now, and everything was going great until the next season happened, when they added one of the worst items they've ever added into the game. You probably guessed it, the mechs.
Game is so trash.
Oh, shit! Oh my God, I hate this game. What am I supposed to do about that?
We shouldn't self-destruct. Just run fucking straight at it. Jump in, self-destruct.
Oh my God, this game is so bad, bro. I'm about to just uninstall.
So it's pretty safe to say that the mechs were really bad and no one really liked them at all. And Fortnite kind of went downhill from there. That's why Season X was one of the worst seasons ever, because the mechs were so overpowered it just wasn't fun anymore. It brought a lot of people away from the game, and it kind of washed out the player base, to be honest. Fortnite wasn't really getting hated because there's a season that's worse than Season X, but there is something that's about to happen that's really good, and it's about to change Fortnite for the better. The next chapter, Chapter 2.
Chat. Oh my God, chat.
An old era just ended and a new era just begun. Chapter 2 came out and everyone was so excited because it's a brand new chapter. And at the time, there was no other chapter besides Chapter 1. So when it changed, the content was crazy. There was boats, you could swim, more items, fish, cars, and anything you can ever think of. Everything changed for the better. Chapter 2 Season 1 started off with a really slow season. It was super long and it was probably one of the longest seasons of all of Fortnite history. So obviously it became very stale and boring. Chapter 2 Season 2 was one of the best seasons of all time. We had the agency, we had all the new mythics and items, and it was overall one of the best seasons of all time because of how much content they had, especially on launch of the new season. Chapter 2 Season 3 was crazy too. The whole map flooded and it was really fun to play on. You could drive boats off ramps, all the items were good, except for the charged shotgun, which I didn't really like. The battle pass was pretty clean too, and FNCS was really good that season as well. Chapter 2 Season 4 was pretty mid in my opinion. Chapter 2 Season 4 was one of the best seasons of all time. It was the Marvel season, and it's actually when I started playing Fortnite. All the Marvel mythics were sick. Everything was fun and overall a good time. There's a Galactus event at the end, and the Stark's Industry POI was one of my favorites. The next season was Chapter 2 Season 5. This season was extremely mid. Nothing really happened the whole time, so there's not really much to say about this season, except it was just mid. Now after this season, the content was really drifting down, and it started to go downhill for Chapter 2. Then Chapter 2 Season 6, one of the worst seasons of all time, happened. Now, even though this was one of the worst seasons of all time, it actually was pretty good for content. People were getting so bored that they had to do it Mr. Beast style and just come up with random ideas. There's not much to say about this season, but we're just gonna go past it because we don't ever want a season like this ever again, right? Right. Chapter 2 Season 7 was a crazy season. It was the alien season and there was so much fun. This is actually one of my top 5 best seasons of all time. I know I'm a little biased because that's kind of near the era where I started to play, but I just had so much fun that season and I was blown away by the event because that's one of the first events I've ever seen when I played. I just thought all the alien stuff was cool. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I just kind of liked it. 200 pump was still in the game until they nerfed it later on. Chapter 2 was delayed by 2 seasons because they wanted it to be shorter, probably because Chapter 2 Season 1 was so long, or they just wanted to shorten it out, which they've been doing ever since. The last season, Chapter 2 Season 8, was the Cube season. After the end of season event, the new chapter of Fortnite arose, and this is probably one of my favorite chapters of all time. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 was officially out, and it was one of the most hyped seasons ever. The season started off great with a great map with a bunch of hills and rocky plains, different POIs. It had a lot of snow at the beginning because it was Christmas time, and they also brought sliding to the game. Chapter 3 brought a bunch of crucial features that we have in the game now that I'll say later on in the video. Chapter 3 Season 1 came out with a banger of a battle pass. They brought Spider-Man into the game, which is insane. In game, you can actually use Spider-Man web shooters to swing around the map, and it's still to this day my favorite mobility item. Every weapon was basically new. They had new healing items like med mist and guzzle juice, and they had new guns like the striker shotgun and the ranger AR. Since it was Christmas time, they also had a mini Santa Claus, which is Sergeant Winters, and he goes around the map with a truck and he throws presents at everyone, and when you open up the presents you get loot, and it's usually like gold or purple loot unless you get coal. This season was a W. Next was Chapter 3 Season 1, and this was crazy too. They brought a bunch of things that we still use today, like zero build, mantling, and sprinting. This was probably one of the most important seasons of Fortnite just because they brought so many things to the game. At the beginning of the season, they only let us play zero build because they wanted players to go into zero build before we go back to build mode. That way they could split the player base evenly so everyone plays a little bit of both, which is very smart on Epic's part. This season was also crazy just of itself. They had blimps in the sky, they had cannons you could shoot out of, jetpacks, jump shotgun, tanks, mythics, bosses, and anything you can ever think of for a war season. Chapter 3 Season 3 was a very mid-season. It was the vibe season, and I don't really think anyone remembers it that much. It's not a memorable season because it was so mid. They brought some cool things into the game, like the reality tree where you could just climb around, and the sapling seeds where you can upgrade your weapons to mythic. It was pretty cool, but it was mainly just a season to just chill, and there wasn't really anything special about the season. This chapter was really fast. It only had 4 seasons, and I'm pretty sure Epic's gonna do that from now on. The next season was Chapter 3 Season 4, and this was the Chrome season. This season was also very mid. I know I said that about the last one, but this one's just not that great. I'm just saying. The Chrome items were super bad, the shotgun was horrible, and the whole map was just Chrome and it just didn't look the greatest. So when new players came into the game, it just looked really weird. But then the event happened and we finally got to go to a new chapter, which is none other than Chapter 4. Oh, there's a kid. He's by the gas station. Oh! Oh my! Oh wait, we might win this. Hold up. Just gotta kill this last guy. Chapter 4 was a very special chapter for me, and I'm gonna go through this chapter real quick because I'm pretty sure most of y'all watching this video have played in Chapter 4. I actually started my YouTube grind on Chapter 4 Season 2. I have made past recordings for clips, but I've never actually posted anything. So the first posting I did was like 7 months ago, which was Chapter 4 Season 2. I'm gonna go real quick on this chapter because there's not really much to say about this. The first season had the Thunder Pump shotgun. Everything was like medieval. Everything was new. Creative 2.0 came in the game. There was a hammer mobility, and the map was very beautiful with the new graphics. There was also motorbikes too. Next season was Chapter 4 Season 2. This was like a futuristic season. They had a new mobility item and replaced with the hammer, and this one was probably even better. The sword is mainly like futuristic Japanese. Half of the map looked like a Japanese area, and the other half looked like Neo Tokyo. And they had Mega City, the biggest POI we've probably ever had. This was definitely my favorite season in this chapter because this is where I got most of my subscribers, and also I was popping up on YouTube, and the season was just really good overall. Then the next season, Season 3 came out. It was the jungle season. It's not a mid-season, but it was not the greatest. They had really cool weapons. They had the mammoth pistol, and this was close to where I got my first 1,000 subscribers. The last season of Chapter 4 was Chapter 4 Season 4. This is probably the closest season we have to Chapter 2 Season 2, which is one of the best seasons of all time. They had another new mobility item. It was like this rocket thing, and then there was this huge POI, and then there's a bunch of mythics and stuff. And this is actually where I blew up first on YouTube. I got my first 500,000 views from my controller settings video that you can find on my most popular for shorts, and this is where I popped off the most. I actually gained over 4,000 subscribers that month. The season was good overall, and it was a really fun time, and Chapter 4 was a pretty W chapter. Now after Chapter 4 we had the OG season. I'm not going to really mention the OG season because it was basically the same as Chapter 1, and now the current chapter we're in, Chapter 5. This is a really good chapter so far. I love the new weapons. This is probably one of my favorite chapters for competitive, and the rating for this chapter is going to be a little low on this video just because of the fact that we only have one season of the chapter because it just came out. But I'm pretty sure as the chapter goes on, it'll probably get a higher rating. So now the moment you've all been waiting for, the rating. Now this is my rating, guys. If you don't agree, just comment down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing because I worked really hard on this video. But this all leaves the question, what's the best chapter in Fortnite in your opinion?